Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another day, another time. I'm gonna get right into it. I don't even have so much, to delay on. It's happening right now. The court is reading their verdict on Nnamdi Kanu. I'm just gonna join. I think the stream already started. Once I take this and I go through all of that, I will then go back and read the whole thing. Eleni was taken out of the court premises. And it is what it is. Let me look at this.
Offenses were committed by making orders that prevent the commission of similar or related offenses, including forfeiture, confiscation, or restrictions of the means used to commit the act of terrorism. As a form of preventive control, the prosecution praised this honorable court to impose restriction on the convict's access to digital devices, online accounts, or internet facilities. In other words, my lord, anywhere he may be kept until his execution in obedience to the sentencing, if he has access to these devices, and they are cheap and easy and available everywhere in Nigeria, there will continue to be broadcast. Maybe he will claim he was not
That was
the
happening.
one. At the moment, if you open to YouTube, you see a lot of rascals talking about the proceedings of the court, trying to twist and misread and mislead the people with what happened in court. So we're asking that your lordship should restrict him from having access to these devices. This honorable court, my lord, has the statutory power to prevent convicts from further committing offenses by making orders for the forfeiture, confiscation, and restriction by any means used for communication. We therefore pray that the court to order the forfeiture of all the broadcasting equipment, digital devices, and all electronic materials seized from the convict and currently in the custody of the Department of State Security, State Service. In particular, the radio transmitter, Trans 50L, unlawfully imported into the country, should be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. My lord, we want to say, sir, with all respect, that it might be argued that access to information, access to digital devices may be argued within the constitutional rights, but it's not absolute. So therefore, sir, if your lordship want to order his restriction, your lordship may give him a right to acquire any, but with the permission, with the authority of National Security Advisor and the Controller General of the correctional facility that he may be put. Therefore, my lord, it's not an absolute or free right for him to begin to acquire.
So they don't want him to
those digital devices.
They don't want him to share his thought.
Encourage him.
You understand? That's what's happening.
To reenact or to begin to commit the same or similar offense under his right to freedom of speech. So we are saying, my lord, that your lordship should restrict it.
Okay. My
lord, considering that the company has to be in a
so some people are saying it's war, right?
We are asking your lordship to direct that for the safety of the convict, for his safety, for his security,
you mean people want to
and
kill
for
him?
the protection of his life until your sentence is executed.
Executed?
I respectfully, sir, as prosecutor, plead with your lordship to direct that he be kept in the safest.
What the hell? Did I hear executed?
Center anywhere in Nigeria, because his safety is very important. Your lordship need to take judicial notice of what happened when Simon Ekpa was sentenced in Finland. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of talks and talks. The convict has enemies. He has friends. But no one can say the volume or the number of his enemies who may want to eliminate him. So we are asking, my Lord, that your Lordship order the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to keep him in the safest custodial center anywhere in Nigeria. You know, and if I may say with all sincerity, I am not too sure that Kuje, where there have been jailbreaks, will be the ideal place. So I'm urging your Lordship, with all sense of responsibility, to preserve his life until he answers his sentence. So I thank your Lordship, and I pray that the incidents of terrorism will cease from Nigeria, from north to east, to northwest, to north central, and as we see.
How come? I thought it's meant to just deliver his judgment and move on. Why is he like making prayers?
Nigeria of disintegration. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you on behalf of my colleagues.
Okay, so you want people who have sentenced him, okay? Yeah, but what's the summary judgment?
Grateful to your Lordship.
Terrorism charges, convicted of all the 7 counts.
And a courageous judgment.
Bro!
Thank you, my Lord.
I need to listen to all of the stuff.
That the convict has waived his right to be present through his unruly attitude, the habitual unruly attitude to be in court when the judgment was read. But we must still give him opportunity to hear 1 or 2 things from him, but not personal, through his person. Since his consultant is here, and the offense has to do with death sentence, I will call his consultant, that was his lawyer before he converted him to consultant, if he has any allocutors to make on his behalf. Mr. Jimako, do you have any allocutors to make on his behalf?
My Lord, being an officer in this temple of justice and not being properly dressed and not being his counsel or record, I will yield this very task to Honorable Obina.
So why are they asking this guy to talk? I thought this is the court, right? Why should they ask him to talk? It's not his counsel. It's just coming here to observe, I believe. So why would they call him?
Agocha, who is better qualified than me being the member of House of Representatives who represents Nnamdi Kanu.
It's okay. Honorable, let me have your full name and restrict yourself to allocutors.
Yeah.
Allocutors is what will mitigate the sentence. Is our brother. Let us hear you. You tell us your name. We can't, because of your unruly behavior, deprive him of allocutors. Can I hear from you?
Thank you, my Lord. My name is Right Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the good people of Iguano, Umuahia North, and Umuahia South Federal Constituency in the 10th National Assembly. My Lord, I am the direct representative of Nnamdi Kanu. That's why you see me here almost every time, showing presence and also showing solidarity with him. The matter has come to a closure for now. I'm not his lawyer. I wouldn't know whether they will seek appeal. But for now, the Lord, he's my brother. He's my friend. I went to school with him. We attended primary and secondary school together, though he was my junior. But it is my responsibility and obligation as a member of the National Assembly to represent him as well. The Lord, I plead for mercy, I plead for clemency, and I appeal for peace and for stability of not just the Southeast, but as well as Nigeria. Like the prosecutor said, Nigeria is bleeding over the last few days, and
why is it bleeding?
we must bring some of these issues.
Why is Nigeria bleeding, bro?
To bear and
Free
to
Nnamdi
understand
Kanu
how
now.
to
Help
find
us.
common solutions to our common problem of terrorism.
This is nonsense.
I also wish
Release
to
Nnamdi
appeal
Kanu.
to the prosecution team that it has been done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The other people out there also doing more worse than him.
Please,
Sorry, sir.
I asked for a locutor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have
So,
to abide by
I
whatever
apologize,
has been
sir.
done. Exactly. You
So
can't just.
I want the court to take judicial
I mean,
notice
we will call that out.
that this trial has
We're
gone
gonna
on for
call that
almost 10
out.
years.
Yeah.
Mazi
I'm not a
Kanu
fan of Nnamdi Kanu
is
or
almost
whatever it is.
56 or
Or whoever it
57
is.
years old now. He has been absent
What?
in his family life,
It's nonsense, right?
his children, his community, his family.
They are releasing Nnamdi Kanu for peace in the Southeast. Yeah, the appeal should go to the executive. They can commute his sentences. They can actually reach like a pact for peace. Again, I mean, it's just the whole thing is just messed up. The whole thing is really messed up. To be honest with you, it's all messed up. Some people are being celebrated. They're having peace talks. They're having they're having a banquet meeting with the Nigerian military in the north with all these terrorists with their gun blazing weapons, and then you're charging this guy. So again, I'm not saying don't charge him, but I'm like, other people right there, out there, are having fun killing people, bombing churches. Just we saw what happened in Kwara State just a few days ago. So again, it's messed up. I'm not saying that Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty, but I'm saying that, hello, it has to be equality before the law. You can't be holding banquet and having a dinner with some terrorists and they have a bouquet with given to them in the name of, you know what, just let's behave, and then you want to give somebody here the death sentence. Again, the judge is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to decide, the fate based on the evidences. So it's not the judge's own prerogative to say free Nnamdi Kanu. But this is the point where the executive has to step in and say, you know what, we have just make a deal. Okay, make a deal. And give him some mandates. Let him bring peace in the middle, in the Southeast, not Middle East. But it's just messed up. It's messed up, to be honest with you. I don't even know. This is going to be more polarizing because I'm not seeing all those Boko Haram guys being pummeled to court and given death sentence. Now, you may not like Nnamdi Kanu. I don't even like him. He said some disgusting things about my tribe and all of those. But that's not the case. That's not the issue here. The issue here is clear. The whole thing is messed up. And if you don't think it's messed up, people are like, oh, look at the sentences that they read. I understand people have suffered from Nnamdi Kanu's point of view, from some of the things that he's done. But I'm saying that there are far greater suffering that has happened from other terrorist group. And what you did was to have a dinner with them. You put them together on a chair. You put their leader there. You didn't carry the leader and put him into jail. So what is it? What signal is this showing? The signal this is showing is this: if you want to do terrorism, then do it to the extreme. Now they're saying release him for peace in the Middle East, releasing Nnamdi Kanu for peace in the Southeast. Why did I keep saying Middle East? Releasing Nnamdi Kanu for anyway. What's the difference? Releasing Nnamdi Kanu for peace. Oh wow,
to show mercy.
This is crazy.
Justice will.
This is crazy.
And as we move forward, it shall be great for our country. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm a friend of the court, having come from the other side of the government. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to address the court. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I will consider all this, and I will rise and come back by 10 minutes to 4. You may go and come back 10 minutes to 4.
So they're going to give the judgment
for the sentencing. I will rise and come back.
Okay. 10 minutes to 4. That would be around yeah. So what's the time in Nigeria now? This is like 2 o'clock in Nigeria. So we're gonna have the judgment given 10 minutes to 4. This is messed up, bro. Let me go back to I have some things, okay? While they just keep walking out, let me just show you guys some things. I'm gonna read the count here. Okay, for those who missed it. This is it, bro. Count 1. Inciting violence through Radio Biafra 2018 to 2021 to advance Biafra separatism, targeting security forces. Okay, let me pause this noise, okay? Because I'm gonna come back. I want to cover this. Let me pause that noise. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, count 1, inciting violence through the Radio Biafra. Everybody is aware of that. Okay, yeah, inciting violence. So this doesn't even bother with actual bombing and killing that is currently happening in the north, where the Nigerian military is closing up to the terrorists and having them on camera doing some TikTok. Like, terrorists in the north now, they now do TikToks. And that's how crazy and how messed up the whole situation is. Count 2 to 3, membership in and management of a prescribed terrorist organization, IPOB, and ESN, enforcing sit-at-home orders with threat and violence, constituting act of Section 16 of the Act. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, I would want to see actual, and there are, okay, actual stuff, and let us compare side by side with the nonsense that is happening in the north, and nobody's even arresting anybody. They even went to the prison to release those that were arrested during Buhari's reign. Okay, so 4 to 5, this is where it gets interesting. Orchestrating attack on security installation and public infrastructure in the southeast linked to killings and anarchy. So that one, they got him on that one. If they can prove, which I think they were able to put together, evidences that he orchestrated some security installation. And there are video evidences of him telling people to go and do stuff. Now, how are you able to actually link that? Because this is more than just him being on video telling people to do stuff. This is more like he actually planned the attack. That's the meaning of orchestrating, okay? Now, 6 to 7, international terrorism, including threats to US and UK embassies and properties abroad. I don't understand that. I don't understand. It's a threat. Okay, fine, which is wrong. Okay, which is wrong. But again, what in that would justify, except for this 4 to 5, which is orchestrating the attack. Orchestrating the attack, being intentional about the attack, giving resources and all that for the attack could as well give him the death penalty. But my question is this: where is the death penalty for those terrorists in the north? Where are they? Because Gumi met with them, the Nigerian military forces met with them, they all had a good ceremony. It was like when they were done with the meeting, it was like they just finished a church service. If you look at them, they were carrying their weapons with all of their stuff. You had the army car there, you have them there with their own bicycle, and their bosses were actually inside some APVs. The judge rejected defense argument on jurisdiction flaw. Yeah, that won't fly actually. All those is fly, all those, he carries all this book. Like, again, I'm saying that it's crazy. It's crazy. Courtroom proceedings. Kanu presented himself, disrupted the session. Let me look for all of those because I have them here. I have them here, bro. This is crazy. This is really crazy. And this is going to be, I don't even know. Okay.
God will punish you now and forever.
Damn.
God will punish you.
Judgment. My Lord, I have an objection.
final written address is a constitutionally mandated right which I must be granted. It is in the constitution of this very country that final written addresses, my Lord, must be granted. I have not waived it, my Lord, and I insist that I address this court on all these issues. My Lord, do not forget. My Lord.
Consultants, can you tell?
My Lord, I'm not, please, let me finish. It's my case.
What?
It is my...
What? You don't do that, bro. Again, you don't. You don't start arguing with, again, that's the law. It's not me, but his attitude, his conduct in the court of law, to be honest with you, has been a little bit disturbing for me. It's been a little bit disturbing. And I understand the fact that the judicial system in Nigeria doesn't have any goodwill. They don't even have any capital, any goodwill. Thanks to the people that have ruled us since 1999. And maybe even before that. Okay? But this whole thing is messed up.
Case, my Lord, let me finish. My Lord, in this very court, Emeka Itiaba SAN was here, my Lord. Emeka Itiaba SAN said, at the right time we will contradict or controvert a piece of evidence. A piece of evidence given in this very court. I need to write my final written address, my Lord. I must.
Which reads thus.
My Lord, my Lord, I'm saying it clearly.
Defendant.
I am entitled to final written address.
Defendant.
What is my final written address? It's in the Constitution. My final written address.
Defendant.
My Lord, my final written address. Where is it?
Can you listen to the court?
I'm not, my Lord, please.
Can you listen to the court?
Please, my Lord. I need to file my final written address. It's in the Constitution.
I appeal to you to compose yourself this temple of justice.
My Lord, you are biased. You are biased. This is not law. You are biased. It's not law.
Please, I beg you to compose yourself.
My Lord, this is not law. Show me.
It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. But I understand his frustration. And again, the evidences are there. And most of some of these evidences is also out there in the media. So again, I'm saying my own issue is not him being convicted. Really, I could care less. My issue is other people that are also doing this whole thing, that are having meetings and having ceremonies and streaming it online. Now a general was killed. Are you sure? I'm thinking we're even in the matrix. A general was just killed. And this general is from the southeast, I believe. Now you're judging this guy. Bro.
Where it says you can waive my right to final written address. Show me. Show me where it says you can waive my right to final written address. And I'll sit down. Show me. My Lord, you are conducting their case for them. You are the one running their case for them. Let them show me that the prosecution. Show me where it says you can waive my right to final written address. And I'll sit down.
You have the right to appeal after.
No, my Lord. This is a perversion of the cause of justice. This is not law.
So the thing is that they're going to delay this thing. They're going to drag it out. So it's going to appeal, right? So should be the Federal High Court, right? Yeah, this should be the Federal High Court. So it's going to appeal it, and it will be in custody. They are playing it perfectly. But now they're asking that they take off his social media and all of those.
It's not law.
Wow, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. Okay, the international community. After listening to Justice Omotosho's judgment, if you still believe Nnamdi Kanu deserve to be free, then you deserve to be in prison. No, so again, this doesn't capture the whole thing. The problem that people have is they could care less, about where Nnamdi Kanu spends the next 10 years. But the problem is there is selective justice in this whole system. That's the problem. People could care less where he spends the next 10 years. Except those in the Southeast anyways, because they care deeply for him. He's a polarizing figure. Those who love him wholeheartedly. Those who hate him with a passion. And you cannot deny that. But for you to think that, okay, yeah, he deserves to be in prison. Well, what about those that killed people? What about those that went to raid a church yesterday? Or day before yesterday in Kwara State? How come we've not been able to capture at least one of them? Just one of them. Because the fact at which they run this attack is like almost every day, everywhere. So you are saying that even when you go to Mr. Biggs or you go to KFC, you don't meet one or two of them out there. Are you telling me that the Nigerian criminal system is so bad that we've not even had one of those go to public hearings like this, been embarrassed like this? But this guy, because that's the narrative now. Okay, and I want to see the reading of the judgment. It's going to be happening around 4 p.m. right? 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Let me see. Let's see. What the hell? Give me exactly. So again, I don't agree. The clown even challenge the judge. Again, he doesn't. He shouldn't challenge the judge. And I'm also, you know, telling you that. But again, let me see. Let's see what's happening here.
Doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. I want some of you who have had your breakfast this morning, please go to your fridge or go to where you keep your beverages and you will see peak milk. Peak. Some of us were raised on peak milk. For how many years now? And you keep asking yourself, what is peak milk? Peak milk is the same milk that the cows produce in Holland can be produced in the zoo. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. You people are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to...
Again, you might be annoyed with him. It's making some sense there. And I'm not his fan. I'm not his fan at all. I'm not. But again, little be told, justice in Nigeria is messed up. Is messed up. It's messed up. You can steal a phone and be in prison for 10 years. And you can steal the old treasury. I mean, the old treasury of Nigeria. And you will be in a chieftaincy meeting and they will be doing your turban in the north, and they'll be giving you some chieftaincy title in the south or in the east. It's all messed up. So again, I'm like, oh, they caught him. There's well-detailed analysis of his crime and all that. He should face the law of the full wrath of the law. But what about those that are killing and maiming people every day and they're doing nothing about them? It's messed up. Again, this is one of Justice snipers.
To Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? They will answer these questions for you. Because sometimes in Africa, we don't reason very well. Oh. The way we reason is disjointed. Oh. I can't understand for the life of me why, instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army Mihetiala to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland. Now you understand it. Because of the way you people reason. Why can't you produce? Is it difficult to produce milk? The same milk that comes out naturally. Okay. From the udder of the cow. Okay, so let me. Why can't you pan it somewhere?
Okay, so again, people will bring this whole thing and then try to tell suppose elders they bow down, greet their junior. What, man? Let me see this one. You know, it's messed up. It's messed up. I think it was him coming into court this morning. I mean, they're asking for the death penalty. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know, bro. This was the moment before the judge, before the case was read.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I don't see anything bad with this clip. What's it saying? See how supposed elders they bow down and greet their junior. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, everything is just divided.
Far south. Comrade.
So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. What's this guy saying?
Is it bigger than this country? So Nnamdi Kanu is in the prison and this man here is moving freely in Nigeria. This man is the one negotiating for the bandits with the government. Dear Donald Trump, this is the leader of the bandits. This is the man they should go after. I wonder how this man is still moving freely in Nigeria.
Yeah, fair point.
Who is this man? Is he bigger than the government? Is he bigger than the country? Is he bigger? Is he that big to the point the House of Assembly will tell me they've not been seeing him? This man is not.
But one thing also is this: why have they not even summoned him to just come for a hearing? Okay, just come to the National Assembly to talk about security situation in Nigeria. Let there be like a House hearing, a House of Rep hearing, a Senate hearing in the National Assembly. They can't, because the people that are in that building, 80% of them are highly retarded. They are morons. Okay? Because I don't see what the National Assembly is even doing. Yeah, you're not the executive. You can't execute stuff, but you can advise. You can actually investigate. Where has been the National Assembly investigation with respect to the root of all this terrorism, how it started, then bills raised that the executive will have to be bound by? We don't have all that. All we hear from Akpabio is either today is between Natasha and himself, or tomorrow is just joking and jesting, let the poor breathe, or day after tomorrow is saying, who am I to respond to Trump? Like, it's so messed up. Again, this is a fair question. Like, who is this guy?
Just in communication with them from phone calls, but he has good relationship with them. This is a picture of him delivering ransoms to these people. This man has been agitating, telling the government to come and do what? Compensate the bandits for them to calm down. He has been the one saying this all along, every day. But this man is still working freely. Tomorrow I go come outside, I want protest. I want to talk about government. DSS will come after me. Who is Sheikh Gumi? Is he bigger than this country? Who is this man? A man that openly comes out to support banditry. But we are still harboring this man in this country. The governor of Zamfara State came out and said he will wipe out bandits in less than 2 months or 1 month. But the security agency listens to their organ at the top in Abuja. You people are just playing games with us. Who is Sheikh Gumi? Why will Nnamdi Kanu be? I'm not even making this video because of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm making it because I see this country.
It's a fair question. I mean, the guy is a fair question, is a fair statement. Like, why do I want to put Nnamdi Kanu to death? And then I have Sheikh effing Gumi with bandits. And we're holding stuff with bandits. And then tomorrow you send General Zumbu now to go and fight the same bandit that you guys were having some dinner and some services with day before yesterday. How does that work? I don't understand. How do you expect? So you want to stem out, you want to rip out or take out terrorism in Nigeria, but you met with them yesterday. Let me make that make sense. You met with them yesterday. You guys had good stuff. You gave them more money. You integrated some of them into the army. just a few weeks ago, a few years ago, and now you want to exterminate them. I don't understand. It doesn't work. It doesn't even make sense, or just on a logical point of view. Like, it's crazy. So again, yeah, Nnamdi Kanu may be guilty of all what he's been accused of, or all the prayers, but at the same time, I'm just saying that you're gonna weigh both, right? I don't know, like, you're gonna weigh both.
Anything that has to do with terrorism, you'll be captured and you don't understand, you face the law. Even Nnamdi Kanu is facing the law for coming out to speak out of freedom for his people. And
no, it's not just facing because he's coming out to speak. Actually, there are some stuffs that are being laid down that he orchestrated some of those things. So again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't face the full road. I'm just saying that, I mean, he should apply equally to everybody.
this man is out here promoting and supporting banditry, but he's working freely.
Yeah.
You people are jokers. Tinubu will wait for you 2027. Not worry.
No, forget about that 2027, guys. Guys, I don't see any pathway for any other person outside of Tinubu. Look at the structure. Look at the opposition party. Look at Obi himself. Look at how Labour Party is gone to the cleaners. ADC, we don't even know what that one is. PDP, look at what happened this week in their secretariat. Look at how Wike is destroying that party. And they themselves are destroying themselves. Again, I'm not even a fan of PDP because all of what we're seeing today, the foundation was made by PDP and APC built on it too. So both parties are corrupt and this is what you get.
Nigerians, content creator, influencers speaking out concerning insecurity in Nigeria. Everybody should post this man.
It's more than just posting, to be honest with you. The content creator is not even the solution. But to be honest with you, I don't even know the solution. Because it's messed up. Like, it's messed up. Okay, where do we even start? These guys are almost everywhere. They are now kind of a citizen of a terrorist gang. It's not like one person. Because when this thing started under PDP allowed it to grow. And APC used it to win election in 2015 also. It's now like a community. And they don't have a uniform like the Nigerian military. You see the guy that was captured in his uniform. They can operate with what? With camouflage. They may be your guard. They may be your bike rider. They may be your Kakena pep rider. They're everywhere. For you to think that these guys are not in the southwest or the southeast, then you must be kidding yourself. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. For you to think that there are no sleeper cells in Lagos and all those places, or there are no communication link between all these guys and all those guys in Lagos, you might be kidding yourself. It's just that it's not yet time for them to be activated. I'm telling you.
Man is the problem. Who is Sheikh Gumi? This man must go.
It's more than just that. It's more than just that. How did become a judge? Nnamdi Kanu schooling a judge who is hiding under fraudulent APC government to baptize the judiciary. Let's look at it.
Ask him where is the law. Ask him where is the law. Where is the law?
Wow. So
ask him where is the law. Ask him where is the law. Where is the law?
It's not funny.
God will punish you.
It's not funny.
I deliver my judgment.
Okay, I've listened to this one. Yeah, okay.
Dear friends of the free world, I want to protest against the treatment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the hero of Biafra, the Mandela of Nigeria.
As in the Mandela of Nigeria. Maybe it's the Mandela of the Southeast. It's not the Mandela of Nigeria. Okay. Now, I was talking about how we are being, systematically destroyed, which I agree with in terms of Nnamdi Kanu, but it's not the Mandela of Nigeria. It's the Mandela of Biafra. Yeah, I agree with that one.
And the Rugova of West Africa, a peaceful man, a trusted man, a credible personality of global standing, and is treated so shamelessly in the kangaroo courts of Nigeria this morning. It's an absolute disgrace, and the free world asks and calls. Therefore, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and Kaja Kallas, the Foreign Minister of the European Union, to punish Nigeria and to make very clear no more support for Nigeria if Mazi Kanu is not freed and liberated immediately, and this kind of mock political Stalin's kind of prosecution, which the Nigerians have copied from the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia, is an absolute disgrace and must be ended, and he must be free. Free Mazi! Free Mazi! Free Mazi! Here from Vienna, we shout that loud and clear, and I hope the world is listening, hearing, and saying to Nigerian authorities in their brutal authoritarian style that this must stop. Liberate Mazi, free him, he must be free. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so that's it. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we've watched this. Okay. Nnamdi Kanu is in court, and Sunday Igboho too was declared wanted by Buhari. But Gumi is either facing trial or being arrested for consistently defending bandits on a national news scale. Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, so Shora is coming to say, on the 5th of November 2025, I publicly warned that the verdict in Nnamdi Kanu's case has already been decided by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime. Today, they executed that script word for word. Yeah, I was actually... I was saying that it's not possible for them to give him a death verdict. I was saying that it's not possible. I was wrong. Because these dudes, really, they go for the kill. As if they're working to just destroy the stuff remaining in this country. Again, I'm waiting because at this point, the judge will have to give the judgment the way she sees based on the evidences that has been provided. Now, it's left for the executive to wade in and say, okay, fine. We might commute your sentence based on this and that. But again, that also brings another important question. That if you commute the sentences because of this and that, what does that tell to other people that want to agitate? But then I'm going to say, what about those that are killing people in the north? It's really polarizing, to be honest. It's really polarizing. For the avoidance of doubt, based on credible information I received directly from individuals within the regime, this was my submission at the time. I remembered he said that. For the avoidance of doubt, and to allow the public, it has become clear that a secret decision has long been reached within the Ba'ath administration regarding Nnamdi Kanu. The plan is devised through a high-level political conspiracy to either sentence him to death or condemn him to life imprisonment. This outcome predetermined fine advances about being dressed up in the guise of judicial procedure. In fact, I got it to the justice too. Justice Omotosho is expected to conclude Kanu's trial by declaring his refusal to open his defense, which has already happened, amounting to admission of guilt, which is what they're going to say. A convenient interpretation designed to seal a verdict already agreed upon behind closed doors. This is what is happening right now. Again, I'm not a fan of Showore like that because at times it comes in as just not there when it comes to politics. In activism, I don't know much about activism. So again, I think he's one of the top activists in the country. But he's right on this one, to the nail. 100% right. The ruling is anticipated this November. We're in November 20, bro. A month that bears a haunting historical precedent. It was in November 1995 that the military tribunal of General Sani Abacha sentenced Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 other Ogoni activists to death, a sentence carried with ruthless precision. Why do we do all this? Now, Tinubu came in and was giving them some kind of, recognition. Today, 3 decades later, Nigeria stand at the same moral crossroad. Only the year has changed. This is 2025, not 1995. But the machinery of repression rides on. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu has ceased to be about justice. It's now a test of conscience for the Nigerian state and citizens alike. God, I don't even know, bro. Okay, someone is saying, I don't even know. This was when he was protesting for the release. It's not funny. It's not funny, bro. So I believe that sure, even though I said that time that the protest won't even do anything, it won't even like create any significant impact. But I guess he had this information that they were about to give him a death sentence or a life imprisonment sentence. That was why he actually did the protest. But again, it is what it is.
Lord, you are conducting their case for them. You are the one running their case for them. Let them show me that the prosecution, show me where it says you can waive my right to final written address. And I'll sit down.
You have the right to appeal after
No, my Lord. This is a perversion of the cause of justice. This is not law. It is not law.
Can you excuse me?
My Lord, I cannot excuse nullity and illegality.
Can you let him
it's not possible.
Dude.
It's not possible, my Lord.
I don't know,
You
bro.
must show me where the Constitution says you have the right to waive my written address. You must show me.
Excuse me.
Show me. Show me where it says so. Show me. Show me where it says so.
Excuse him.
Is that why you brought the cameras? Is that why you brought them today?
Please.
You didn't bring it before. You brought it today.
Please.
Show me where it says you can try me on a repeat law. Show me.
Please.
Show me where it says you can try me on a repeat law. I said, show me. Show me.
Excuse me.
Show me.
Get the microphone from him.
No, leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
What?
I said, leave it.
What
It's a
the
court of
heck?
law. I'm under trial. I'm under trial and I have to speak. I'm under trial and I have to speak. Listen to me. Listen to me, please. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. And I must address the court. Wait. No, listen to me. Please. The judge must listen to me. No. Wait. Wait. I'm asking a very simple question. No. Wait. Please. Look, this is Supreme Court. Wait.
I'm out there. This is bullshit, right? Sorry for my words. Like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, the guy just be like, you know what else to lose? Like, you're taking my life from me anyways, you know? I mean, we've seen series of stuff happening in court. We've seen a convicted guy just jump on the judge. I don't know if they could have just switched off the mic. They could have just switched. That again, I don't understand how they could have just switched off the mic. That for them to start this disgraceful tour zone.
Hold on, this Supreme Court here. Hold on a second.
Just switch off the
Hold
mic.
on. I said, hold on. This is not a court of law. It's not a court of law. What you're doing is not law. You don't know the law. Show me. I said, show me where you have the right to waive my right to final address. Show me. It's what the Constitution says. Show me. Show me. You cannot show me. You cannot show me. You cannot show me because you don't know the law. You can't show me. Wait, hold on a second. Don't touch me. Don't you dare touch me. People who don't know law, show me where it says you can waive my right. Show me the place I'm asking you. Show me. Show me. Show me. Which law says you can try me an unwritten law? Show me. You cannot show me. And you're a judge. You claim you're a judge. You don't know law. You don't know law.
Damn.
Nonsense. Where is the final written address? Where is it? Which law gave you the right to waive my final written address? Which law gave you that right? Nonsense. You think I'm trying this with illiterates and you try with me? You are mad. What's this one doing here? What are you 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 doing here? This is the idiot that attacked me. This is the fool that attacked me. That's the idiot that attacked me. That's the fool. Don't touch me. Don't push me. I'm going to don't touch me. I'm warning you, don't touch me. I'm warning you, don't touch me.
So I guess this is DSS, right?
Don't touch me. I said, don't touch me. Don't. Smart people. You don't know law. Show me where it says you can waive my right to final address. Show me the law. Show me the law. I want to show me the law.
I'm not sure.
Don't know law. Let it be on record. Any judgment in this court is rubbish.
Oh, that's it, bro. I don't even know. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. I don't even know what to say. Kanu was actually arrested in Nigeria. Oh, really? I think that was the first arrest. Yeah, exactly. Not. I think he escaped. He jailbroke, right? He jailbroke, and again, that's it. Convicted on all 7 counts. We've seen it. Yeah, this guy warned that this would happen. Yeah, and Nnamdi Kanu ordered the execution in Igbo land because they are Nigerian soldiers. They were captured on their way to Southeast to distribute their wedding invites. Well, I mean, has that been investigated? I don't know if he ordered that. Nobody's supporting Nnamdi Kanu, okay? Yeah, nobody's supporting him. People are just calling out the duplicity in the law, okay? And that's what is happening, okay? Wow, the lunatic. Let me see. I don't know. I'm just waiting for the final reading of the judgment. I should be able to pick it up live. Yeah, so again, it is what it is. Nnamdi Kanu must just be the savior we all neglected. Okay, I've seen this one. Yeah, I've seen this one. Again, it's that. So people are like, okay, Gumi. Each of the region has their own polarizing figure and maybe terrorist sympathetic figure too. Sympathizing figure, rather. This is how it works. Nnamdi Kanu, death sentence. Sunday Igboho, freed. Ahmed Gumi, celebrity. Yeah, the guy is a celeb. Look at him. Look at the beard and all of those shit, man. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Yeah. The Nigerian president cannot do anything until there's a judgment passed. Because if Tinubu waiting now, is the same people that will say he's not within his rights. We saw what happened in River State. So people calling Tinubu to do something. Tinubu can't do anything until there's a judgment. Then it can then go to his table for consideration. Okay. Oh, this happened when? A federal high court in Abuja has convicted this guy, a leader of ASWA, prosecuted by DSS on terrorism charges. He's been sentenced to 20 years in prison for his role in multiple terror attacks. Why not sentence to death? Why not sentence him to death, all right? I don't understand. His real offense is being Igbo. Every other thing is subsidiary. Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner. Justice Omotosho is set to humiliate Igbo. I don't know about that one, no. I don't know about that one. The only mission of Eastern Security Network is to stop Islamic terrorism and jihad as they march down to the east. The Fulani terrorists have taken over the northern and western region of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu. So this is ESN. This is what happens when the legitimate security forces refuses to do its job. This is what happens. You start having splitter group. When there is corruption, inevitability of death and destruction is always at the door.
Break away from Nigeria and see the ESN's stated goal is to combat Fulani raiders in the east, fighting with and killing of the owners of the farm and even kidnapping of people in the...
Where will you create colony in Nigeria? Is it in my own part of the country?
This was also part of the problem.
The 15th of February, 2020, Governor of Delta State.
There's a serious conspiracy, really. Free Nnamdi Kanu. There's a serious conspiracy happening in that country. Let me hear these guys talk. Okay, this was yesterday.
A group of 44-7 federal lawmakers has written President Tinubu seeking the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They're asking the president to invoke his constitutional powers and convene an all-inclusive political roundtable to find a lasting solution to the issues surrounding the agitations. The lawmakers, under the name of Concerned Federal Lawmakers, appeal to the president to direct the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue the ongoing prosecution of the IPOB leader. They say this step is necessary to open what they describe as a political window for dialogue and national...
Oh, my friend, what are you saying? You're very stupid. Exactly. That's why you guys don't have a very good political solution to your problem. Like, people just call me here to talk, right? I'm saying the case is in court. President Tinubu cannot wade in at this moment. Okay, he can't wade in until they deliver judgment, except you want them to take the case out. That won't work because every point in time, you guys will say, oh, the presidency should be different from the legislative arm. Okay, Nigeria invaded MNK home and killed 200 people, including his parent. He escaped. The same government kidnapped MMK in Kenya rendition. What an injustice to an innocent man. Okay, so what about those that were killed in the southeast? I mean, not even on my own, in the southeast. What about those that have been maimed? That we've been able to trace to IPOB? Again, I've never said that he should be the only one that is being charged. I'm saying, what about other people, other terrorists in the north that is doing the same thing? Again, that's your opinion, but you cannot say that there are no evidences of certain things that has been done to this guy. How come Simon Ekpa is in prison in Finland? At least that one is not Nigeria. That one is not Nigerian government. This was a guy that was actually charged to court in Finland. Okay? So again, it's a function of, see, if you want, number one, all the stuff that has been happening, it was, what was the name of this guy? So Ludo said 90% of the atrocities done in Anambra is not done by the Fulani herdsmen. That's a governor in the Southeast. That's not me saying that. So what do you want to say about that? I'm saying, and this is what I've said, that the solution to this is going to be a political one. That even if Tinubu is going to wade in and release the guy, then at least allow the law to take its own course based on the evidence presented to the judge. He was the one that said he was going to defend himself, and I've not seen any defense from him. The only thing he's been saying is that the court does not have. What about Sunday? Oh my God! You see, that's the problem, because you're not listening to what I'm saying. I've never for once said Sunday Igboho should be freed. I've also said Gumi should be picked up. Okay, so again, you don't want to just conflate all these things. Okay? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can call me a liar. I'm not saying that Sunday Igboho should be freed. I never said that. I'm saying that there is definitely that this is going to be construed in a way that would be polarizing, no matter the decision. No matter the decision. Okay? And based on your point, look at it here. Again, you guys just come here to, okay. So this is what you said. Nnamdi Kanu's home was invaded, right? Nigeria invaded his home, killed 28 people, including his parent. He escaped. The same Nigerian government kidnapped NMK in Kenya's rendition. They redacted, they removed them back to Nigeria. What an injustice to an innocent man. I hear your pain and anger in your word. It's a raw cry against what feels like a stacked deck for Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader whose story has fueled debates on justice, self-determination, and all of those. The invasion happened in 2017 under Operation Python. Okay, that was under Buhari in 2017. The death toll is disputed. Again, IPOB and local report claims 28 victims was killed, including his cousin, with dozens wounded and properties destroyed. The Nigerian military acknowledged the operation but downplayed the casualties. Again, that's Nigerian military stuff. That's not me. Kanu himself escaped. And he went, initially was going to Israel, then went to Europe to avoid arrest on this. And for his parent, they weren't killed in the gunfire. Again, the parent was not killed. Okay. Yeah, again, what do I think about Soludo? I don't get myself in. It's Southeast. You guys will do your politics the way you best. I'm not here to come and advise you what to do in Southeast. But I'm saying a governor in the Southeast said 90% of the issues in the land is not done by the Fulani herdsmen. That's not my own report. I should shut up. Okay. Well, I'm not supporting evil. I've never supported evil. I've never supported them, giving him the death sentence or whatever. But again, it is what it is. Oh, prepare for civil war. Now we're going there. Again, I'm just going to clear this chat. Now we're going there. Now we're going there. It is what it is. They weren't killed in the gunfire. So the parents were not killed in the gunfire, but their deaths are directly tied to the trauma in the IPOB narrative. Now you could say that possibly because of the distress of their son, the father got, the parents actually died. Again, that's a plausible argument. But they've been to court. Look at what happened. They've been to court. There's been no defense. There's been no defense. But it is what it is. I'm going to move on. We're waiting for the final judgment. This is what I've said. And let me repeat my own submission here. And this is my submission. Kanu is being sentenced today. He has a right to appeal. Again, he has a right to appeal. Okay? And once he appeals, there are two things. Tinubu can step in. And this is what he's going to do, and this is what I advise him to do. Give Nnamdi Kanu a mandate to restore peace in the Southeast. And again, maybe you were not here when I said it. I said that I will be stupid to say Nnamdi Kanu should face the full wrath of the law when the Nigerian military just had dinner with the terrorists in the north. That's been my own take all this while. That you cannot have military terrorists rampaging cities like in Kwara State, where they went to a church, and the systematic persecution of the Christians, and at the same time trying to put this other guy in jail. Like, it's kind of not, you cannot weigh that. But again, it is what it is. You can't be, Nigeria must divide, like it or not. Again, I don't know what you wish for, but it's within your right. I believe in self-determination too, but it's within your right. But from what I'm seeing happening even in the Southeast, I don't think that will solve the whole problem. I mean, you might disagree with me. Because the reason why at times you have common enemy is because you have some common interest. When it's now you and your people alone, even in families, there are disputes. But it is what it is.
National reconciliation. The letter was signed by members from different regions, including Ikenga Gochinyere, Harrison Nwandike, Obi Agocha, Murphy Osaro, Peter Panke, among others.
Okay.
Here in Lagos, day 2 of the federal airport, a group of 44-7 federal lawmakers.
Let me just let it go. Yeah, I've listened to this. This is shocking. Denying Kanu his final address undermines the fairness of the proceeding and raises senior questions about due process. Again, I don't think there will be anything different from what he's been saying in the final address. If you understand what he's been saying all this while, the question is, what he's been saying is that this court does not have the jurisdiction to try him. And it's not going to be different from his final address. But when you're in the law court and you start behaving this way, I'm sorry. Now, you can say that it's partial. I understand that. But again, there is no way he's going to have a final reading of his own defense or his final address when it comes to this. And it plays right into their hands. It plays 100% right into their hands all the time.
Radio Biafra is registered with the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission, as stated by PW4. Thus, it is safe to conclude that the concealment of transmitter is in furtherance of the illegal operation of Radio Biafra by the defendants. The defendants, as a consequence of resting his case on the prosecution, did not call any witness to report the evidence of the prosecution, neither did he lead any evidence to counter the evidence of the prosecution. There is no evidence before this court stating the transmitter was lawfully imported into Nigeria. The defendants have the duty to present evidence and fact to report the allegation made against him. But
No. So the defendants should what? Refute the allegation? No, you that are making the allegation should prove first. You made the allegation, you should prove it. I don't even know.
He failed and deliberately refused to do same. The court is therefore bound to believe the evidence of the prosecution. Consequently, the court hereby convicts the defendant of count 7 of the charge.
Wow. Who is Nnamdi Kanu? Why is this so important to the future of Nigeria? I don't know, bro. So they are going after the judge now, right? Let's see this one.
The threats of violence and death have prevented these people from going about their legitimate businesses.
Why is this person reading like if he wants to cry?
Are these acts of the defendant consistent with the agitation for self-determination? The answer is in the negative once again. The defendant was not elected by anybody, also cannot dictate for the people of Southeast, especially through intimidation and threats of violence. He is a terrorist. He must be treated as such. In final analysis, the prosecution has successfully established the 7-count charge against the defendant beyond reasonable doubt. Consequently, he is convicted on all the 7 counts. By the time the next just 30 minutes I go to the chambers, anybody is free to come and get the certified 2 copy of the judgment.
As the court pleases,
When I get to the chambers, the next 30 minutes, it will be signed.
Thank you, my lord. May I invite your lordship's attention to the title of this case. It is Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu.
I'm coming, sir.
Lord, the people, 200 million people of Federal Republic of Nigeria have brought Nnamdi Kanu before this court for acts of terrorism. And my Lord, in the last few weeks or last few days, Nigeria has been a season of victims of and are victims of terrorism. But my Lord, this afternoon, this honorable court delivered its judgment in which the convict Nnamdi Kanu was found guilty and convicted of offenses under Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. He has
even worship on such days. The threats of violence and death have prevented these people from going about their legitimate businesses. Are these acts of the defendant consistent with the agitation for self-determination? The answer is in the negative once again. The defendant was not elected by anybody, also cannot dictate for the people of Southeast, especially through intimidation and threats of violence. He is a terrorist. He must be treated as such. In final analysis, the prosecution has successfully established the 7-count charge against the defendant beyond reasonable doubt. Consequently, he is convicted on all the 7 counts. By the time the next just 30 minutes I go to the chambers, anybody is free to come and get the certified 2 copy of the judgment.
As the court pleases,
When I get to the chambers, the next 30 minutes, it will be signed.
Thank you, my lord. May I invite your lordship's attention to the title of this case. It is Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu.
I'm coming, sir.
Lord, the people, 200 million people of Federal Republic of Nigeria have brought Nnamdi Kanu before this court for acts of terrorism. And my Lord, in the last few weeks or last few days, Nigeria has been a season of victims of victims of terrorism. But my Lord, this afternoon, this honorable court delivered its judgment in which the convict Nnamdi Kanu was found guilty and convicted of offenses under Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. He has
Kanu, are you foreseeing probably tension in the southeast?
Not just tension, there might not be election in the southeast, and by extension in Nigeria. So that's why.
Why do you think so?
Because people will be disappointed, and when people are fed up, they no longer fear anything again. The worst will be death, and when people no longer fear death, they have reached a limit where they become dangerous human beings, and that is where this judiciary is pushing us to, and that is the reason why the Mr. President needs to halt this, so that we don't get to that level.
Today we have in our midst Comrade Atiku Issa, who is the president of National Association of Nigerian Students. Comrade, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you around.
Thank you for having me.
But again, Comrade, are you the president or factional president? Which one are you? Because some other person is also claiming to be now president.
I think that has been laid to rest by the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa. A letter was written to me and I was addressed as the non-president. I can show you. This is the letter. I was addressed as non-president by the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and I was invited on the instruction, on the directive of President Tinubu, through the Chief of Staff, Bajabi Amila. The President and Commander-in-Chief asked me as the National President of NANS to meet with the Honorable Minister of Education. So that has been laid to rest. I don't want us to go back to what happened, and the person that is claiming, he can continue to claim. But who is in control of the entire Nigerian students? I am the one who is in control. I am in charge of all the affairs, and the President, of course, he is privileged to information more than all of us as the President of Nigeria. And he has addressed me as the non-president. The Honorable Minister of Education addressed me as the non-president. So what else? And Nigerian students see me as their president. So I don't want to go into that at all.
All right. In the course of all this struggle, you ended up in detention. What was the experience like? And would you also like to go back to that kind of environment again?
Well, it was a wonderful experience because it afforded me the opportunity of meeting somebody that is dear to my heart now. That's Nnamdi Kanu.
Really?
I was detained, and the first day I was brought out, I saw him. I was shocked. So I now went close to him. I said, I am Comrade Atiku Issa. I wanted to introduce myself. I said, no, I know you. So I started telling me about what happened. So I became shocked. Then he told me that be strong. That was how I continued discussion with him for about 2 months. So Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know very well, because if you stay with somebody on a daily basis and you are discussing with the person on a daily basis for about 2 months, because in detention, you don't have anything to do. You only sit down at a particular spot. And you are with this person on a daily basis. And you are always discussing. So you should know the kind of person that he is. And let me tell you that people don't know that it was prior to my meeting with Nnamdi Kanu, I had thought that he was a wicked man who want to divide the country, because I am a patriotic Nigerian. And I don't want anything that will bring confusion in this country. So that was the mindset I had. But after meeting him, in the detention, I realized that the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Kanuris there are all loyal to him. You'll be shocked that he has more supporters in the DSS facility than he has outside. Because if anywhere you live and you have more than 95% of the people who are supporting you. Before I met him, a Fulani guy told me, because he said, oh, if you see Nnamdi Kanu, he will like you because you can speak English. The guy does not understand English. We're always communicating in Hausa language and in Arabic language. So he said, he will like you because you can speak English, and he's a good man. If you have any problem, tell him. He will help you. So that is how they see Nnamdi Kanu. Or everybody in that detention facility, they see him as their leader. So it's not about a leader agitating for the Igbo cause. He's a leader agitating for Nigerians, for the betterment of Nigerians. So that is the person Nnamdi Kanu is. So I have discussed with him severally. On a daily basis, he will tell me, Atiku will be strong. And along the line, now told me that, okay, I want you to play along so that they release you from here. I don't want you to continue to stay in detention. That was when I said, I'm ready to remain in detention. I said, no, this place is not good for you. Play along. Do whatever they want you to do. Get away from here and go and meet your family. I said, you are here. Say, don't worry. You go out. I don't want to see young men like you to be in detention. So that is the person we are talking about, that Nnamdi Kanu is. A very passionate leader with compassion, and he has the interest of especially the masses at heart. And I think the problem he has, which is not a problem, is that he is too courageous and fearless. And that is why, to me, he is still in detention. Courageous and fearless.
All right, let's look at the issue of the government and Nnamdi Kanu. Some persons say that the government is using Nnamdi Kanu as a scapegoat to avoid addressing legitimate grievances. They argue that Showere, Iboho, the chairman of Meiti Allah, all of them had issues at one time or the other. But government discontinued with that case and wondered, why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different?
Yes, I agree with those who say that. And but I also want to say that this did not start with the administration of President Tinubu. He was arrested during the last administration, and because they don't want to address the real issues. This thing is very simple. Why?
What do you think are the real issues?
The real issues are the insecurity, marginalization, and inequality in the country. These are basically the real issues. Address these issues. On this, because I believe that President Tinubu is a listening president. Yes, and just like I said about Nnamdi Kanu being fearless and courageous, which has put him in detention, one of the things that, though is not something that should be seen as a weakness, which the President Tinubu has, is that he's too loyal to his friends. And he always stands by his friends. So he will not want to do anything that will embarrass his predecessor. So for that reason, he's taking his time. But on this, I really want to appeal to the President and Commander-in-Chief that if the likes of Igboho, their cases will be discontinued. The chairman of Mieti Allah, their cases, Mieti Allah was arrested and detained in the same facility where Nnamdi Kanu was detained. I was there, so I know all of these things. For security reasons, I won't mention the places. I know they are very, if you close my eyes, I can take you to the detention facility where Nnamdi Kanu is currently, and where Mieti Allah chairman was before he was released. Don't forget, he was arrested. His boys were alleged to have stabbed a general. You see, his boys were alleged to have killed soldiers. I know all lives are equal, but the life of a military man should be seen as being special because they protect the lives of the of others. If any group that will attack military men, those groups should be seen as being extremely violent, and they should be condemned in totality. The military men deserve respect and honor because they are putting their lives to protect us. So now, this same man, his case was discontinued. A Fulani man his case was discontinued. Yes, he's my brother. I'm happy the case was discontinued, but I'm not happy that military men were attacked. Now Igboho, who was agitating his agitation was very violent. So many lives were lost. Security personnel were attacked. Yet his case was discontinued because he's a Yoruba man. I did not meet Igboho and I did not meet the chairman of Mieti Allah. But I heard a lot of things about them. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, all the things, he has been in detention. If the last one and the one that he's still in detention started in 2021, for all of these years, if they have anything against him, why have they not brought it out? There's nothing against him, unlike these two people that their cases were discontinued. The president and commander-in-chief has the power by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He can direct the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue with this case in the interest of national healing and unity of the country. The last time, he should know that these two men I mentioned do not have the kind of support that Nnamdi Kanu has. Okay, I am in order now. As at this moment, I am still owing, as a result of the mobilization I did for people to come to Abuja to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We knew that they were going to attack us. We were I was brought out. I saw him. I was shocked. So I now went close to him. I said, I am Comrade Atiku Isa. I wanted to introduce myself. I said, no, I know you. So I started telling me about what happened. So I became shocked. I said, then he told me that be strong. That was how I continued discussion with him for about 2 months. So Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know very well, because if you stay with somebody on a daily basis and you are discussing with the person on a daily basis for about 2 months, because in detention you don't have anything to do. You only sit down in a particular spot and you are with this person on a daily basis and you are always discussing. So you should know the kind of person that he is. And let me tell you that people don't know that it was prior to my meeting with
supposing the case does not go the way of Nnamdi Kanu,
all the governors combined together, and like I told you earlier, which is one of the things people see as the weakness of President Tinubu, and to me it's not a weakness. Just like Nnamdi Kanu's fearlessness and courage is not a weakness. The president is always standing by his friends. His friends in the southeast know that once Mazi is released, they will not be able to rig, maim, and retain their offices. So they are the one running up and down to plead with Mr. President to continue with this case. Mr. President is a comrade. He has been in struggle for a long time. So there's no way he will allow Nnamdi Kanu to continue to be in detention. He would have since ended this shenanigan called trial.
Those who might want to obey.
Report. It is only a 6-paragraph affidavit, my lord. Deposed to by my younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu. Also dated the 12th day of November 2025. There is an accompanying affidavit of urgency, which was deposed to by my humble self, also filed on the 12th day of November 2025, and also a written address. My lord, in support of the motion on notice, praying for the orders I had earlier outlined, that too was dated on the 12th day of November, my lord. May I most
that
graciously
the event is
ask my
actually
Lord
taking
to
a place
grant his
from
prayers.
what
Thank you
we
very
are
much.
seeing from the live pictures. And Justice James Omotosho, indeed, as you already may have known, has convicted Nnamdi Kanu on offences relating to belonging to the proscribed terror group, that's IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, while inciting his followers to violence. Now, we understand that in the judgment, Justice James Omotosho found him guilty in relation to counts 1 to 7, and guilty, of course, and being prosecuted by the Department of State Services, that's the DSS. Justice Omotosho has held that the prosecution has led credible evidence to establish that the proscribed IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu belonged to the organization, that's IPOB, which had been proscribed, and its affiliate, the Eastern Security Network, the ESN. Now, the judge also held that the prosecution proved that by his many broadcasts, he incited his followers to violence, which resulted in the killing of security personnel and the destruction of property, including police stations across the country. And Justice Omotosho had classified Nnamdi Kanu as an international terrorist. And this is due to his intention to bomb the British High Commission and kill the British High Commissioner Katrina Lang. And Justice Omotosho also held that Nnamdi Kanu had extended his terrorism act to the United States of America when he ordered that the American embassy be actually brought down in a broadcast. The judgment now comes after several years of standing trial on terrorism allegations. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu has been one of Nigeria's most talked about legal battles in recent years. In 2015, he was first arrested and charged with treasonable felony and terrorism. But the case, as we already know, has taken numerous turns ever since. In the year 2017, he fled the country while out on bail following a military operation at his residence during the time of Operation Python Dance in the southeast region of the country. In 2021, precisely in June, he was arrested in Kenya in Eastern Africa under contentious circumstances and was then brought back to Nigeria, a move his legal team and IPOB has described as an extraordinary rendition. Upon his return, the charges were expanded to 15 counts, including terrorism and incitement to violence. Nnamdi Kanu's defense has repeatedly challenged the trial's legitimacy, and they argued that the fundamental legal and procedural errors, including possible violations of international extradition, law and jurisdictional rules, undermine the prosecution's case. So for us, we see as again from the Federal High Court in Abuja, for the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, his conviction is still very much on. And Justice James Omotosho, like I did say, has convicted Nnamdi Kanu on offences relating to belonging to the proscribed terror group, that's IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, as we wait for more to be established from the Federal High Court, of course, questions will be asked from all those who have been observing this trial that has been going on for quite a while now. What happens next for the proscribed IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu? What actually is going to be the next thing that perhaps his legal team will be carrying out under the circumstances that we now see at this moment in time from the Federal High Court in Abuja, the court convicting Nnamdi Kanu on all 7 counts, prescribing him as an international, or describing him as an international terrorist. That's from Justice James Omotosho, and making him all the offences rather relating to being described as a terror group, a proscribed terror group, that is, of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. So indeed, interesting times as we speak, and all eyes definitely are watching to see exactly what comes or what becomes at the end of this trial by the time it is all wrapped up. But as we sit here, as we watch the live pictures, the Federal High Court in Abuja, of course, we are still awaiting the sentence of Nnamdi Kanu, the proscribed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, by Justice James Omotosho at this moment in time. This is Channels Television. All right, we're still awaiting the sentence of the proscribed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, by Justice James Omotosho at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Now, I did say a while ago that asking the question of what becomes of Nnamdi Kanu by the time we get through to the end of this sentencing. He is actually defending himself in this case. So indeed, interesting times for all his, you may say, his supporters, who may definitely, who are definitely watching to know exactly what is going to happen next by the time the sentencing has been fully declared at the Federal High Court in Abuja by Justice James Omotosho. But of course, a quick rundown of what we've actually seen so far from Justice James Omotosho had actually classified Nnamdi Kanu as an international terrorist. This is due to his intention to bomb the British High Commission, like we did say earlier, and to kill the then British High Commissioner Katrina Lang. Now, Justice Omotosho again also held that Nnamdi Kanu had extended his terrorism act to the United States, that's the United States of America, when he actually ordered that the American embassy be brought down in a broadcast. He thereafter convicted him on count 6. Of course, the judge also convicted him on count 7, saying that Nigeria is an indivisible state and can't be divided, and anyone agitating for a breakup of Nigeria is indeed breaking the law. Now, the defendant is using terrorism as a weapon to bring secession
and job creation.
When I say we are re-engineering,
which led to the formation of Amotekun. He stated that he never listened to Radio Biafra, but only got reports from the DSS security platform, where people who are mandated to monitor sale put their reports. PW2 said he was not part of the team that arrested the defendant, and he did not investigate the defendant's assertion that he was kidnapped from Kenya, as it was not part of what was related to him by his boss. PW2 explained that extradition is a process of bringing a person from another country to a country to start his trial. PW2 denied that an officer of DSS kidnapped the defendant in Kenya, since they are restricted to only Nigeria. He said Nigeria is a signatory to the United Nations Charter as well as the African Charter, and that many countries got their independence through agitation for self-government. He said there is no country today known as Biafra, even though the Nigerian Civil War was fought on the agitation of people of Southeast attempting to form their own country. He said he does not know if the defendant's home was attacked or that 28 persons were killed. PW2 stated that he visited some of the places that were destroyed as a result of the broadcast of the defendant, such as police station in Ebonyi State. Also, that he is not aware of the status of Sarara reporters and whether it is registered. He said the defendant confirmed that he ordered seat at home in the Southeast. PW2 confirmed that General T.Y. Danjuma, retired, has accused the Nigerian security forces of not being natural, of not being neutral. He said he is not aware that the Director General of DSS urged Nigerians to rise up and resist terrorists. He said he is aware that the NSAS movement was never classified as terrorist organization. He said the defendant was and remained a member of IPOB before and after it was prescribed by the court. Under re-examination, PW2 stated that Amotekun is not the same as Eastern Security Network, as Amotekun is recognized by law passed by the Houses of Assembly in the Southwest states, while Eastern Security Network is not registered, not recognized by any law, so it is an illegal association. PW3 is Mr. EEE is an operative of the State Security Service and have been with the agency for 27 years. According to him, the defendant is the leader and founder of indigenous According to him, the defendant is the leader and founder of Indigenous People of Biafra, a proscribed terrorist organization, and also served as the director and broadcaster of Radio Biafra, which was used to incite the public. He stated that his first contact with the defendant was on the 21st day of October 2015, when he was instructed to interview the defendant and to take a statement regarding the allegation about his activities in operating Radio Biafra and also the founder of IPOP. He stated that on the first day, he invited the defendant to the DSS interview room at the National Headquarters, where he and 3 other officers interviewed the defendant, and also video recorded of the interview, which defendant consented to. He said the defendant did not reduce his statement in writing until 23rd day of October 2021 due to complaint of his being tired and needing to rest on the 21st day of October. He said the written statements were then signed by the defendant when he finished writing. PW3 in his further testimony stated that during the interview of 21st day of October 2021, the defendant was confronted with video recording of interview with Sahara reporter. In that video, the defendant was resolute that there must be a change and the change will not come through peaceful means. PW4, Mr. DDD, also officers of the State Security Service and has been in service for 25 years. According to him, the defendant is the founder of IPOP, a terrorist organization calling for the secession of southern, southeastern, south, and states, and some parts of Benue and Kogi from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. PW4 stated that he got to know the defendant in October 2015 when he was arrested by officers of the DSS. He stated that allegations against the defendant include that he was agitating for the secession of Biafra and using Radio Biafra to incite members of IPOB against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. PW4 stated further that on the 20th day of October 2015, through an intelligence, they discovered that the defendant smuggled a radio transmitter without the clearance sent to the Nigerian Customs Service, that it was hidden from view using household equipment and was contained in a container. PW4 stated that it was kept in the custody of one Benjamin Madubugu in Anambra. PW4 said he got to know all this when he was handed a video recording when the defendant was seen in the company of the said Benjamin Madubugu inspecting the radio transmitter and taking ownership and declaring it as a game changer, where Radio Biafra will be broadcast through. Following an instruction from his superior, PW4 obtained a search warrant and on the 28th day of October 2025 proceeded to the village where Benjamin Madubugu was and retrieved the radio transmitter. PW4 stated that when they opened the container, they found only the transmitter in it and asked Benjamin what happened to the other items, and he said the defendant came to inspect the radio transmitter with one individual named Chimeze who took the other items away, leaving only the transmitter in the container. He said Benjamin Madubugu wrote a statement on the 3rd day of November 2015 at the DSS headquarters, and he confirmed the result of the search. Benjamin Madubugu, when asked, did not produce any custom paper. Benjamin was initially arraigned along with the defendant until he jumped bail and the case was severe. And their lawyers, he said, Ejimakor Hatet has consulted this morning and telling the court now that he does not have his brief. I'm not calling you as a lawyer. You have been converted to consultant that you ought to be, you ought to be. Please, I'm just telling you, get the sentence to him. That is an order from this court.
Very well, my lord.
You are already here. Your name is on the list as consultants. As consultants all along. While he disengaged you, most of you have been coming as consultants. And I have it on record. It's not that the defendant has no legal access. He has access to legal experts. Please, you may sit down. Thank you.
My lord, we're just concerned that we're not being put in some kind of legal jeopardy.
You may sit down, please.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you. Sentence. I read the entire file from the time the matter started in 2015. No doubt, the convict has not acted well throughout this period. He has caused delay severally. He caused delay and started crying that he's held unlawfully without trial. And also, his unruly behavior from the beginning down today, even today, is noticed. However, this court will not consider that in sentencing, as our God himself is merciful. He has been convicted, and this court is only being merciful to him because we have to be merciful as enjoined by our Lord Christ, Jesus Christ. The court is minded to sentence the convicts to death due to the atrocity he committed. The convict has not shown any remorse whatever for his actions. He remained arrogant, cocky, and full of himself without realizing the magnitude of his crime and the effect of what he has done against his people in the Southeast. I've listened to the allocutors made by the member of House of Representatives representing the constituency of the convicts. Although I'm not really persuaded, but I must temper justice with mercy. The court is moved by chapter 23, verse 23 of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, to the fact that who unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and has omitted the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This you ought to have done, particularly, and must notice the words in Matthew 23 and verse 23, the word mercy. Our Lord himself is merciful. No matter what we do, is a merciful God. It is on that note that the court will follow this above admonition of Jesus Christ in the above passage and show mercy to the convicts. In addition, the death penalty globally is now being frowned upon by the international community. Consequently, and in the interest of justice, I hereby sentence the convicts to life imprisonment for the said counts 1, 4, 5, and 6 instead of death sentence. Life is sacred to God. With respect to count 3, he is hereby sentenced to 20 years imprisonment without no option or fine. For count 7, he is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without no option or fine. To extend the mercy, I hereby order that the sentence shall run concurrently. And due to the nature of the offenses that borders on terrorism and the attitude, violent nature of the defendants that I have taken judicial notice. The last adjourned date, he was so unruly and expressed violence, even was about to beat the security officers there. This morning, he repeated same. That has been his trait, his attitude.
Wow.
So I have no hesitation in coming to the conclusion that convicts has the tendency of violence. The tendency of violence has not left him. It is based on this that he must be kept in facility that is suitable for his custody, as putting him in Kuje Correctional Center may not be appropriate.
Bro. Wow.
And also, I take judicial notice and that from conclusion of the judgment and from the exhibits that I've analyzed in my judgments, substantially, the convicts made use of computer device like phones in making broadcasts to incite and call for all these atrocities. It is based on that without hesitation, I agree with the counsel to the prosecution that the convicts must not be allowed near any digital device, and if it must be closely monitored by the Office of the National Security Advisor. And also, with the atrocities, the number of killings, and the effect of the acts of the convicts on the people of Southeast, I think it deserved protective custody. Due to this offense, I ordered that if the convicts be kept in protective custody in any custodial center in any part of the country. And also, the objects of crime in respect of Camp 7 that has to do with the transmitter. The transmitter is hereby forfeited to the federal government.
Somebody says it's not violence, it's violence. What the hell? What does that even mean, bro? Yeah, so again. Yeah, so that's it.
Regards other exhibits.
That's it.
If at the expiration of the 90 days, the statutory time for appeal, if there is no appeal, an application may be brought for necessary consequential order. Yes, thank you.
Let me again, on behalf of the people of Nigeria, thank the judiciary for this development. It is now clear that law has its consequences, and anybody who breaks the law must be ready to face the consequences. And besides, law must be obeyed for the peace of the society. Law and judicial institutions must be respected to avoid anarchy and lawlessness. I want to thank you again on behalf of the people of Nigeria, the judiciary, for this judgment. I hope and pray that many others will still learn from this decision, and I pray also that the Lord will give you health, strength, and advancement in your career. My Lord, 9 months have been very challenging. I'm grateful to your Lordship.
Thank you.
We on this side.
Once again, the next 15 minutes,
Hi,
you
Chris.
can collect
Yeah, welcome back.
certified copy of the judgment.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. The judge, the guy. Yeah, I'm trying to just get the minimum. I wasn't following fully, but I was seeing something to the effect of 20, 30 years. I guess it's going to serve those.
We've just been watching
concurrently
events from the Federal High Court in Abuja, where Justice James Omotosho.
Okay, yeah. So that's it. Let me go to Twitter. Let me see how people are taking this. It's messed up, bro. I don't even know. It's really messed up. It's really messed up. Please, what's the name of the lead prosecutor? I think it's called Ademol or something like that. Let's see, how many years did they give the guy? It's been convicted. We know that. I just want to know how many years, bro. Yeah. So not. Okay. Yeah. That's really crazy. Again, I think it should appeal. But if it appeals, then that also kind of put all what has been saying, that the whole judge and the whole court has no jurisdiction. Would they now accept the judgment and then appeal? Okay, so that'll be the question. Yeah, that'll be the question. It's just crazy. Well, that's the problem. Another attack here, like another attack. Government attack yet another company in Kwara State abduct 4 rice farmers in Bokunji village, Edo local government area. I mean, I don't know. These are the people that they should actively go after. Now it's in Kwara State. Kwara State is now a boiling point. I've never heard of any major stuff in Kwara State since I grew up in the Southwest. Kwara was largely the max that someone living in Kwara would do to you is to either spit to you if there is an argument, if they're all tempered. So for this news to be coming out of Kwara, it's quite unfortunate. Again, it is what it is. Nnamdi Kanu will go down in history as the man who ignorantly talked himself into prison. Yeah, I mean, I don't support all those behaviors, but at the same time, I'm saying that where is the equality between the law? And again, that's what it's going to boil down to, because when legal analysts make this stuff, I think at this point in time, there should be strict mandates given to him to bring peace to the Southeast in exchange for his freedom. Because the government can still commute their sentences. They may not forgive him, but they can commute the sentences saying he's not going to go to jail, but they need him to actually bring peace to the Middle East. I'm just saying, to the Southeast. Why do I keep saying Middle East? To the Southeast. You know, but it's quite unfortunate where it is. People are reacting differently. So there are people that are 100% for him, you know. Now, this morning, the Nnamdi Kanu family house is surrounded by a large number of security agents as they await a court hearing. Why would they surround his house? Possibly to avoid some funny incidents. You don't know the law, Nnamdi Kanu. We've seen this one before. Yeah, it's just quite unfortunate. It's just quite unfortunate. Yeah, I've read these about how, you know, so Red told us that it was between life imprisonment and judgment. Yeah. Court sentences Kanu to life imprisonment on counts 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, and 6 instead of death sentence.
With mercy.
Let me look at it.
Although I'm not really persuaded, but I must temper justice with mercy. The court is moved by chapter 23, verse 23 of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, to the fact that who unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites,
what?
For you pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and has omitted the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This you ought to have done.
What?
Particularly, and must notice the words in Matthew 23 and verse 23. The word mercy.
Okay.
Our Lord himself is merciful. No matter what we do, is a merciful God.
But I don't know how that. Yeah, I understand the fact that the Bible is important. You have to read the Bible and all of that. But in this matter, I thought it's the law. So he's trying to say he's tempering justice with mercy. So let me even listen.
On that note,
okay,
that the court will follow this above admonition of Jesus Christ in the above passage. And
hi, John. Welcome to the show. Okay.
In addition, the death penalty globally is now being frowned upon by the international community. Consequently, and in the interest of justice, I hereby...
And I don't agree that the death penalty should be taken off the books. Not for Nnamdi Kanu, I'm just saying globally, because there is now a push to bring back the death penalty. And I'm not talking about Nnamdi Kanu here. I'm talking about globally. There's some crimes, people commit heinous crimes, And you can't do anything because we no longer do death penalty. It doesn't make sense. Put the death penalty in the book for some certain level of crime. Like some of those people bombing churches, going to churches to raid. I don't see any reason why you don't want to give them death penalty. And the problem is this: you have Nnamdi Kanu here, and everybody's fawning over the fact that he's here, but the real terrorists are out there in the streets destroying lives and properties every single day.
Sentence the convicts to life imprisonment for the said counts 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
Instead of death sentence.
Wow.
Life is sacred to God.
What?
With respect to count 3, he is hereby sentenced to 20 years imprisonment without no option or fine. For count 7, he is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without no option or fine. To extend the mercy, I hereby order that the sentence shall run concurrently. And due to the nature of the offenses,
I mean, what was to lighten the sentence is going to run concurrently. Dude gave him life imprisonment. So what's concurrent in that? Like, I don't even understand some of these people, like they call them learned colleagues, but again, at times the way they frame their languages is just below average. You gave someone the life imprisonment and you're saying that the other sentences, the 20 years and all that, will run concurrently. What other concurrent run do you want? After life? You mean he's going to come back and do the 2 or 3 stuff after life? This is BS.
Orders on terrorism and the attitude, violent nature of the defendants that I have taken judicial notice. The last adjourned date, he was so unruly and expressed violence, even was about to beat the security officers there. This morning, he repeated same.
Okay. Yeah. So again, it's a serious case. So I went to consult. Okay. I went to consult, and this is what I asked. I asked Grok, compare Nnamdi Kanu's sentence to the recent terrorist charged. There was a terrorist that was charged. Nnamdi Kanu's life sentence, this was the reply, delivered November 20 by the Federal High Court in Abuja for terrorism-related charges, stand out as particularly severe among recent cases in Nigeria. It reflects the charges emphasized on leadership in proscribed group, incitement via broadcast leading to death and property destruction, and the court's rejection of his fair trial claims. Below, I compare the 3 notable recent convictions from 2025, focusing on Islamist insurgent group like ISWAP and Ansaru, as well as another Biafran separatist case. This highlights sentencing trend under the Nigerian Terrorism Prevention Act, where life or death penalties are possible but often mitigated by pleas or evident weight. Now let's look at this. Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced today. We all know that. That's why we're here. Okay. Now, indigenous people of Biafra, that's the affiliation. It was convicted today, life imprisonment, concurrent across 7 counts. I mean, I don't understand what's concurrent on life. Life is life. You don't even need to put concurrent. Okay. So his key charge was he was managing a terrorist group, incitement to violence and killing of security personnel. Okay. Property destruction via sit-at-home orders and broadcast. Note, let me see this one. It's not coming out. Oh, one sec. Okay. Did not plead guilty. Rejected defense opportunities, ashes due to link to widespread unrest in the southeast. This is the ashest. So they're saying that out of all the people that we've actually looked at, okay, this case for Nnamdi Kanu is the ashest one. Now, this is another guy, Hussaini Ismail, aka Maltangaran. I don't even know. Is affiliated to ISWAP. He was given a court judgment just yesterday. Yesterday, this guy was freaking sentenced yesterday for 20 years. Now, what did he do? His major charge coordinated multiple attacks in Kanu, including bombing and killings as a group leader. So he was actually involved, band to band. This guy was managing a terrorist group according to the charge. Okay, I'm not the one saying it. He was managing a terrorist group according to the charge. Someone is saying, whoa. Okay, well, I don't know about that one, but this is what I'm saying. This other guy was just given 20 years, but he did a lot of bombings, bro. And when you're doing bombings, you know, people died. Multiple people died. Pleaded guilty to 4 counts. Recent case shows leniency for cooperation. What the hell is you being lenient for somebody that was bombing someone, killing people, managing multiple suicidal bombing? It was lenient, okay? But you gave him 20 years. Okay, this guy was talking rough. You don't like the way he was talking, which I don't support the way he was actually behaving in the court. But at the same time, okay, because he didn't plead guilty, you're giving him life imprisonment. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't just make sense. Again, let's look at this one. This one is a real Boko Haram splinter. Okay, Mahmoud Usman. He was sentenced September 11 for 15 years. Terrorism. Terrorism is not just managing a group like Nnamdi is doing. And I'm not saying Nnamdi is also not. Okay, now look at this. If you're an Igbo man, what do I look for? Motor short chicken. No. I'm not gonna support that. Again, I'm not calling for violence. Nnamdi Kanu can appeal this case. He should appeal this case. I believe he should, because now it might be saying that, you know what, I don't believe in that court and I'm not going to appeal, because he's always been saying he doesn't believe in the jurisdiction of the court. I played with him to appeal. I played with the Igbo group and the Igbo leaders to come and meet. I know they've been meeting Tinubu, but there should be a well-concrete plan of bringing peace to the Southeast. Nnamdi Kanu should appeal the case and get himself a very good lawyer. It is what it is. I mean, the justice would have to present whatever is presented, will have to sentence based on whatever is presented to him. And Nnamdi Kanu had no defense. Unfortunately. Somebody said Yoruba war is coming. What do you mean by that? Like, I don't even understand. Like, you people just call war. Any small thing you call on war. See, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm the one sounding insane here. But don't go to war. Nigeria has gone through that. And I understand even currently right now, what is happening in the north, just pray say make hip-hop no catch me. I don't understand what that means. What the hell? Who are they? I mean, you couldn't even release your guy. Again, I don't know what to say. Okay, just let me go back to what I was saying. Boko Haram splinter, this guy was targeted and given 15 years, on terrorism, illegal arms dealing, and mining to fund operation. So they were actually doing mining. They were funding operation through mining. Who were those buying from them? Who were those he was giving to? He was giving just 15 years. And now you want to give Nnamdi Kanu life imprisonment. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Simon Ekpa, the Biafran separatist, self-proclaimed IPOB leader, September 1, got 6 years. And this conviction was in Finland. Lighter sentence due to remote indictment and international jurisdiction. Nigeria hailed it as a major victory. Okay, so it is what it is. The guy has been sentenced, and we'll see what happens. I believe some people from the Southeast will go, maybe talk to the president and see what can be done. But again, when you're in court, it's a different ballgame. Grandstanding does not work, as we can see. Showore also said that this was actually what they were planning, to put him in jail for life, which has happened, or give him a death sentence. So now he's reading it that actually those two were actually on the plate for Nnamdi Kanu. Again, it is what it is. I may have to just move on. Peter Obi has not said anything. He hasn't said anything. Okay. Okay. He hasn't said anything. I'll wait for what he has to say. But again, that is it. I made sure that I just went through that and, just followed through with the judgment and all that. It is what it is. I'll try and wait for more reactions and then maybe come back later during the day and to just cover that. Yeah, people say now Sunday Igboho is even trending. Sunday Igboho is trending, More or less, stop comparing yourself to other people. All figures are not equal. Court of appeal, Justice Obososho, Sunday Igboho, okay. Wow, it's crazy. Yeah, I've seen this before. Who is this one? Okay, we'll see what happens. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it is, bro. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, at the end of the day, it's a game and you're not in it. It's a game and you're not in it. What the hell is happening? Wow. Wow, it's crazy. Anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's just quite unfortunate. It's just quite unfortunate. I wish people just come out and
Are you ready for
just create a kind of
So for how long would this evil keep going?
Nnamdi Kanu brother.
Go everywhere in Nigeria, people are dying. Terrorists are killing people. Did Nnamdi Kanu kill anyone? The answer is no. So what is he doing in detention? It's an act of evil. Attack against Nnamdi Kanu. It's an attack against the Igbos and against the people of this country.
Their voice sounds so close to each other.
What Nnamdi Kanu is facing is persecution and persecution. He has said this repeatedly. You cannot try a man without a written law. He has only simply asked the judge and the prosecution team to provide him with that section of the law that says you can try him. You cannot try a man under a repealed law. That would not work. It looks as if there is a grand conspiracy to jail Nnamdi Kanu. How can you jail a man who has done nothing? How can you jail a man that he don't have any evidence to present before the court? It's a conspiracy. It looks as if there is a war between Igbos and Yorubas. Bear in mind that this very problem was inherited by President Ahmed Tinubu. They shouldn't make us look as if we're unapproachable. I reserve so many things, but the days in which to come by will determine the exact direction we have to follow. But I want to make this clear to each and every one of you. Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and they have done nothing to prove that he's a terrorist. Since 2016, this case began. From pillar to post, this same very situation was with my parents. In 2017, they could not survive the trauma of Operation Python dance. What is he asking for? Justice and equity. That's all he stands for. It's not against anybody in particular. Master Nnamdi Kanu has come to court today to make it clear to the court that he has told the judge that he has no constitutional power to try him. I've been sure the court lacks jurisdiction. Even from the Supreme Court, they made a mess of this case by remitting the same case back to Federal High Court. That is called double jeopardy in law. You cannot try a man who has been discharged and still refer the same case back to Supreme Court, back to Federal High Court. What for? If they had brought in new charges, perhaps we'll understand.
But how would you explain the outburst in court?
It's a natural thing to happen because Omotosho is not willing to listen He's not willing to obey the Constitution. He's not willing to obey the Supreme Court.
I don't know
so
about
what is
that.
Mazen doing in court in the first place?
But Justice Omotosho has given Nnamdi Kanu several periods to open his defense. And today he's opening his defense.
No, he did not. He came today for ruling. And let me make this clear to you. By cross-examining those witnesses,
I should go arrest my head.
Defense. So
we'll see what happens, bro.
Allowed to go for his final written address. And the very judge does not want to allow him to do that. In the interest of fairness, he should allow him to do so. He said he's proceeding to go and rule. That's what he said today.
But the judge said that in other proceedings that happened before, Nnamdi Kanu said the same thing. This is former lawyer. And he's still saying the same thing. That is the ruling of the judge.
But Mazen has the final right for his written address. Is that correct?
But this I don't want to be confrontational.
Yeah.
But this same issue has been raised in the past.
And when you have issues in front of law, what do you do? What do you do? They phrase the issues the way they want to phrase it. If they are to go by the constitution of this country, Mazen wouldn't even be in jail in the first place. But you need to understand. I think you and I have followed this case from the beginning up until now. Tell me one single evidence to convict Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Everything is based on hearsay. Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast in London, which was monitored in Nigeria. Specific place they cannot identify it. Then they moved from that charge and said he made broadcasts somewhere around the world. Where is it in the world which was monitored in Nigeria? They couldn't establish that. Now, a few days ago, the prosecution came back and said, oh, you made a broadcast in Nigeria. Where is it made exactly? He must have to tell the court. But they are unable to provide all these information because they don't have any. Also bear in mind that the witnesses they showcase in court, they are missionaries.
He should get a good lawyer, appeal the case, and don't even try to defend himself. I mean, the whole show that happened in the court of law would not get you anywhere, to be honest with you. The whole outburst will not get you anywhere. Because those people you are dealing with, they want him gone, and they want him gone forever. That's why they gave him a life imprisonment. So, again, that's my own piece of advice. It's not my own forte, but I'm just saying, he should get a very good lawyer. He needs to get a very good lawyer. Else, it's just going to be and once you get to the appeal court and they uphold that judgment, bro, then the only solution maybe would then be just people trying to talk to the presidency on his behalf. The executive could also help commute it, but again, I don't know. I don't even know really. It's all messed up.
They are missionaries. And that is why we have filed for perjury today at the magistrate court. In Wussein. So for how long would this evil keep going? Go everywhere in Nigeria, people are dying. Terrorists are killing people. Did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu kill anyone? The answer is no. So what is he doing in detention? It's an act of evil. Attack against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is attack against the Igbos and the innocent people of this country. Those who believe in fairness and equity should rise up now, not tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We just heard from the father of Nnamdi Kanu, that's the person of Emmanuel Kanu.
Okay, so that's that. The brother has spoken. Yeah, I mean...
Are you ready for new talent?
I mean, yeah, that's it. It's just messed up. Really messed up. We'll see what happens. Tension months after. Yeah, we've listened to this one. Yeah. Amateur for support to federal government on insecurity. Oh, really? Shore replies Nnamdi Kanu's brother comment. Let me see this.
So
one.
when they want to use you against yourselves, it is then that I start telling you the judge is Yoruba, this thing. But when it comes to stealing Nigeria's money and wealth, sharing among themselves, there is no religion, there is no tribe. But when it is to pit yourself against yourselves, of course, you might say that the preponderance of commentary is coming mostly from some of the Yorubas. But that doesn't mean that the Yorubas are in support of injustice. Even if you look at the history of the Yorubas, politically, they have never supported one political person wholeheartedly. There was Awolowo, there was Akintola, there was Ajashin, there was Omoboriowo, there was Abiola, and some Yorubas didn't support him. Yorubas have always been, pretty much, just as Igbos are. It's not every Igbo person today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. But again, most Yorubas in the 2023 election didn't even support Tinubu, and he won, and now. But that's not the problem. The problem that people have is this: that there is this animosity to the Yoruba people just because Tinubu is the president. And there's been a lot of, incendiary talk. There's been a lot of, this Tinubu's presidency has brought out a lot of animosity between the Yorubas and the Igbos. Because everybody gets attacked. Everybody gets attacked. And Peter Obi got massive support from the Yoruba clans. But now, a lot of those people that supported him are even regretting it. Because when they saw the massive backlash, or trying to tie, Tinubu to, the Yoruba problem, and it's been failing miserably, because even the Afenifere were even split with respect to supporting Tinubu or not. But that was not what happened in the Southeast, because 95% of the vote, wholeheartedly, everybody supported Peter Obi. And I'm not going to be the one here sitting down to say, I didn't support Tinubu, so don't abuse me. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. But again, at the end of the day, we're going to compare notes. Tinubu became president on his own accord. He worked his own ass for it. He networked for it. He did everything he wanted to do for it. Leave Yoruba people out of your problems.
Supports even the agitation for Biafra. Does that mean that those people are not Igbos? It's not every Hausa person today that supports blasphemy convictions against some people who are, or even though they are Muslims. So don't let anybody use that to divide you. The person who is president of Nigeria today is a Yoruba man whose only campaign buzzword is Emilokon, is my turn. He didn't say that it's the tone of the Yorubas. Do you guys have any questions? Or
yes, sir, we do. We want you to react to the outburst of Kanu today in court and how he was ordered to be thrown out.
Well, we have made it very clear that this trial in the first place was unnecessary.
Yep.
Nigeria is wasting its time on a trial that will take Nigeria nowhere, particularly at the time Nigeria is facing serious security challenges. That's what we should be focusing on, is how to retrieve the body of the Brigadier General that was killed, if they have not. It is how to save the 35 Muslim girls that were abducted from a high school, 25 of them.
Oh, I was wondering, it was 25. Did you attend to it?
Save 35 Christians who were attacked and abducted live. That's what Nigeria should concern itself with, not a flimsy, frivolous trial to jail somebody whose only crime is asking for justice, in my view. I was watching part of it because I was in court for a different matter. And when they were describing the evidence they have, I was expecting them to say that they found him with an RPG. No. The only evidence they found in his room was a microphone. And then the biggest weapon was a radio transmitter. I have never heard that before, that a country will waste 10 years to prosecute somebody whose only weapon is a radio transmitter and a microphone. They also found underwear.
No, but I thought they said it was also fingered in orchestrating certain attacks. Again, it's all messed up. And again, the sentence is actually harsh compared to the recent one. And I'm saying I went through the sentences that they gave this year, and this was particularly harsh. But it is what it is, bro.
The rest is hearsay, including, they presented, by the way, an interview from Sahara reporters. Should anybody be jailed for being interviewed by Sahara reporters? They kept mentioning it. Interview Sahara reporters, interview Sahara reporters.
Those Yorubas who are destroying Igbo businesses should stop. Who are those Yorubas? I don't understand. Do you have any major proof of Yorubas destroying Igbo businesses? What does that mean? I don't understand that. Yorubas destroying Igbo businesses? Wow. I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
that. So if someone did an interview with CNN now, does that mean the person should be jailed? And I'm aware that they are still reading the judgment laboriously. You could tell that the judge is struggling laboriously. I'm just hoping that between the time they present the case and the time the judgment will be delivered, that common sense will prevail.
Well, anyway, common sense didn't prevail, and then common sense didn't prevail. Yeah, it's crazy.
Will be allowed to rejoin his family, and Nigeria hopefully will start facing its real challenges, of which Nnamdi Kanu is not one of them. Thank you very much.
So, Kanu's brothers alleged that the Yorubas actually hate the Igbos with what happened in court today.
There's always excuse, and the Nigerian state manufactures hatred of ethnic groups against themselves. But ask yourself, was it a Yoruba man was it an Igbo man that jailed Awolowo? It was a Yoruba man. Abi? When I was arrested by DSS in 2019, all the guys who came to abduct me, one of them was Ijo, another one was speaking Yoruba. The fact that you speak Yoruba doesn't mean you are Yoruba. But all the guys that were in charge of my detention, they were Yoruba people. So when they want to use you against yourselves, it is then that I start telling you, the judge is Yoruba, this thing. But when it comes to stealing Nigeria's money and wealth, sharing among themselves, there is no religion, there is no tribe. But when it is to pitch yourself against yourselves, of course, you might say that the preponderance of commentary is coming mostly from some of the Yorubas. But that doesn't mean that the Yorubas are in support of injustice. Even if you look at the history of the Yorubas, politically, they have never supported one political person wholeheartedly. There was Awolowo, there was Akintola, there was Ajashin, there was Omoboriowo, there was Abiola, and some Yorubas didn't support him. Yorubas have always been, just as Igbos are. It's not every Igbo person today that supports even the agitation for Biafra. Does that mean that those people are not Igbos? It's not every Hausa person today that supports blasphemy convictions against some people who are, or even though they are Muslims. So don't let anybody use that to Yorubas again, based on another breakdown of law.
Okay, it is what it is. Lorecha Oniche. Okay. Breaking news, Nnamdi Kanu found guilty on all 7 counts. Now, Professor Akil, Ahmed Gulak, security officers, and all of the thousands of innocent Nigerians, particularly from the southeast, who lost their life to the terror presided over by this monster, can now rest in peace. Thank you, Justice Omotosho, President Muhammadu Okechukwu Buhari, Ba Chika Abubakar Malami, and the DSS team and other security agencies who made today possible. Today, the southeast begins its journey to freedom. God bless Indigbo. God bless Nigeria. Indigbo of Nigeria. What? This is an able person, right? What? What about the terrorists who are getting freedom? One is down. We'll continue to fight for the others to be caught and prosecuted too. Hypocrisy always. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I'm going to go now.